Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. Right now, I want us to go back to the book of Mark, chapter 12, beginning with verse 41. To me, one of the most, if not the most important passage on giving in the Bible. The thing that releases us from poverty is when we learn to begin to give, when we learn what generosity is all about. Beginning with verse 41, Jesus sat down opposite the place where the offerings were put. I like that. Did you know Jesus watches the offering? He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He watches us put our offering. Every time we put in our offering, Jesus stands there and watches us put in the offering. Jesus sat opposite the place where the offerings were put. Notice he didn't walk by, he sat down and watched the crowd putting their money into the temple treasury. Many rich people threw in large amounts, but a poor widow came and put in 2 very small copper coins worth only a fraction of a penny. Calling his disciples to him, Jesus said, I tell you the truth. This poor widow has put in more money into the treasury than all the others. They all gave out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything, all she had to live on. Now, the other night, we had Masuki came to visit the tour group, and a lot of our people bought widow mites because they're still not worth very much all these years later. 2,000 years later, they're still worth almost nothing. But this woman learned a tremendous truth that day, truth that so many Christians need to learn, especially if you're struggling with your finances. Jesus doesn't count the zeros on your offering. And please forgive me, Jesus doesn't care about how many zeros are on your offering. Jesus cares about the generosity of your heart. A person came to me one day and said, Pastor Sumrall, I'm one of the largest donors in COP. And I smiled at them and I said, I wouldn't know. I said, number one, I don't go look at the giving records. And I said, number two, I said, how can you say that? Well, I know how much I give. I said, do you? I said, you're counting the zeros on your pesos. Jesus is counting the generosity of your heart. There may have been an old widow woman in COP today who gave everything she had and then walked home to Paco afterwards. And she gave the greatest offering in the church today. Now, some of you are struggling with your finances. I challenge you today. Don't think that your offering is so small, therefore it's irrelevant, therefore I shouldn't give it. Jesus looks at offerings like that. That's what he multiplied the fishes and loaves with, a little boy's lunch, and he met the needs of tens of thousands of people on that day. Please, sow your seed. As that generosity flows, God will bring blessing to your life.
Thank you for joining us today. Catch daily devotions every Monday to Sunday at 9:30 a.m., 5:30 p.m., and 9:30 p.m. on DZBR 531 a.m. or visit www.bible.radio. On April 15, Good Friday, we invite you to the annual School of the Cross in all Cathedral of Praise campuses. Learn the real story, the biblical truths and historical facts surrounding the sacrifice and triumph of Jesus Christ on the cross. Plan the trip of a lifetime. See the Bible come to life and join COP Israel Tour 2023. For inquiries, message us now at 0998-583-9781 or at facebook.com/cop.israeltour. You may also send an email to israeltour@cathedralofpraise.com.ph.